back to Moby's Kitchen, and tonight we're gonna be making chicken parm, but a simpler way. I think we've only got like 7 or 8 ingredients here to work with, and we're gonna show you a very simple way to do chicken parm. Thanks for stopping by. Let's show you our ingredients tonight. We have some extra virgin olive oil, some sliced mozzarella cheese, of course, the Pecorino Romano from Italy. You can get this at Costco, get the good stuff. We've got a chicken breast. We have some simple homemade marinara sauce. Now this sauce was made for the pizza recipe, which I'll put a link to that so you can see how to make this sauce. It's really simple. We have Kinder salt, pepper, garlic, some oregano, and some Italian breadcrumbs. All right, let's get this going. Okay, our first step is gonna be to butterfly this chicken breast. Now, you could make it into smaller pieces, but I'm gonna make a big, like plate-sized chicken parm tonight. So I'm gonna cut it almost all the way through, but not all the way. And then we're gonna fold it out and we're gonna pound it out so it's nice and even. So this is simple. You just find the middle part of the chicken breast here. You come through. I'm not cutting all the way through. You just kind of keep your hand on top for the stability. Come through here, fold out your chicken breast. And then let me go grab some plastic here to cover this, and I'll show you how we pound this out. Okay, so we've got our butterfly chicken breast. I'm gonna take a big freezer bag. You could use cellophane here or any kind of wrap. And this is just to keep from when you're pounding the chicken here with the mallet, from it not to spray everywhere. Bobby's looking at me funny, we're using this terminology, but hey, sometimes you just gotta explain it in the raw form here, right? Okay, so we're gonna try to get this thin and nice and even so it cooks evenly. So let's start on the thicker side. Really, this meat mallet is not the greatest. I would recommend going to like a restaurant supply and getting a better one, which I'm gonna do here one of these days. It's just, this thing just doesn't have a lot of weight behind it, so it takes longer. Now you could use like if you don't have a meat mallet, you could use like a can, like canned food. You could use a rolling pin, anything that's got some weight to it, and you can even out this chicken. So let me get this evened out and I'll be right back with you. Okay, as you can see, after I pounded these chicken breasts out here even, we got a little separation. So, hey, we're gonna improvise. Let's just cut it into 2 separate pieces. It'll be easier to work with anyway. And you can see, like, if it gets a little uneven looking on the chicken, it doesn't matter. This is gonna be coated with Italian breadcrumbs, and it's gonna go in the frying oil. It's gonna be fine. Okay, now we're gonna take our extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna give it a nice coat on here. You know, traditional chicken parm, you coat it in flour, then you put it in the egg mix, and then you put it in the breadcrumbs. We're just gonna be using olive oil as our binder here, so you don't wanna be shy with it. Kind of rub it in. And then we're gonna add a little bit of seasoning. This is the salt, pepper, garlic from Kinder's. Okay. We're gonna flip it over and do the exact same thing on the other side. Make sure the olive oil is nice and coated. Give it a little bit of the salt, pepper, garlic treatment. And I'll be right back with you. Okay, next up we've got our Italian breadcrumbs here. I'm gonna season it with actually just the Pecorino Romano. There's plenty of saltiness in here. You don't need to add salt. This has already got Italian seasoning in it. So we're just gonna add some Pecorino Romano to the breadcrumb mix. As much as you like. I'd say I probably put about a 1/4 cup of this in here. That's probably good there. All right, and then what you want to do is just take your fingers and kind of mix it in. Okay, and kind of shake your plate so it lays flat there. And then we're gonna take our first chicken breast with our oil nice and coated on here. We're gonna set it on there, give it a gentle push, flip it over, give it a push. The reason you do that is so the oil doesn't completely, there's Kimber, she's ready for dinner. So if you don't flip it early, then when you go to, the oil kind of comes off on your hand. So you wanna have it on the chicken as best as you can before you start coating it. So now you just wanna push this in. Make sure it gets in there really good. So you can see we're coating it, because see, we're not using any egg, we're not using flour. I guess that means it maybe is a slight bit more healthy here, because we've just got the olive oil and the mix. We just want to make sure we get a good bind to the chicken, because once you put it in the oil to fry it off, some of it is going to come off. So, all right. Just kind of keep flipping it and adding it in there. All right, I think we're good. What do you think, Bobby? Looks good?
Yeah.
Okay. And there you go. Kind of shake a little bit of the excess off and you're ready to go in the frying pan. Perfect coating there. We'll get the other chicken breast going and I'll see you probably at the stove next time. Okay, before you head over to the stove, make sure that you get a nice big frying pan on there, the biggest one you have, so you can fit chicken in there, because as you can see, it's a pretty good size. Get it on medium heat, preheat your pan for 3 to 4 minutes so it has some nice heat to it. And then get your oven going as well. You're gonna need your oven on preheated to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So get that going as well. Okay, so we're here at the stove. Our pan's been preheating on medium heat for about 4 minutes. So it should be nice and hot. We're gonna add our extra virgin olive oil in the pan. So we're gonna do like a shallow fry on this. Make sure you get like a fair amount. So we're probably putting a good, like, I don't know, 5, 6 tablespoons in there. Want to roll it around, make sure the pan's nice and coated. And here's the deal. When we put this chicken in here, we want to hear sizzle. If it's not sizzling, take it out and let the oil get a little bit hotter. So let's give this a minute here. Our pan should already be hot, so it should make our oil hot. Okay, let's give it a shot here. Start with our first piece. Remember, when you put stuff in a hot pan, lay it away from you, so if the oil does splash, it splashes away from you and not into you. Okay, we got some sizzle there. That's what we want to hear. All right, next one. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to fry that on each side for about 3 minutes. We're gonna check it. We want a nice little golden brown, because it is gonna still go into the oven after this too. So we don't wanna like totally burn it here in the pan. We wanna give it a nice golden brown color. Okay, time to flip. We've been going about 3 minutes. That's what you wanna see right there. Nice golden brown. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get your palms underneath, but we do the best we can. All right. Don't touch it. Give it another 2 or 3 minutes on this side. And remember, your oil gets hotter as the pan stays on, so probably 2 minutes is going to do it. And then we'll get it onto a baking sheet with a rack. Okay, so we've been going another 2 minutes on this side. We're going to turn our heat off, and we're going to get these out of the pan. Let's move the pan a little bit closer here to our. This is just a basic cookie sheet, basically, or the baking pan here with a rack. We want to keep it off, elevated, so when we put it in the oven, nothing gets all soggy on it. You can see the other side's cooked very well there. Put this on the bacon. Oh, see, I tore a little bit off there, but that's okay. No fear. We're going to cover it with cheese and sauce, and sometimes this thing gets a little crazy. So there we go. All right, our oven's almost there. It's not quite preheated yet. So once again, we're gonna put our sauce on, and this, you can find the recipe for this sauce in the pizza video, which is posted below in the description. It's really good, simple sauce. We're gonna put this on first. You can put as much as you like. See, we covered up our problem there, no worries. All right, I think that's about right. Then we're gonna add our mozzarella. Use nice fresh sliced mozzarella here. Put 2 pieces there. Piece here. This one's probably gonna take 3. Piece there, a piece there. And of course, my favorite, Pecorino Romano. Put a little bit of that over there. You could use Parmesan here, but I don't know. I'm a big Pecorino fan, so as you all know if you've been watching the other videos.
Obsessed.
Obsessed is a fair. And then finish with a little bit of dried oregano here. Okay, and our oven's got just a couple minutes to go here before we're preheated to 400, and we'll be right back with you.
Hey. Are you hungry?
Okay, it's time to put our chicken parm in the oven. Our oven's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This is probably gonna take about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just gonna watch it really close. We'll set a timer for 5 minutes and watch it, and if it needs a few extra minutes we want the cheese to just kind of melt on top. That's what we're looking for. So Kimber is so excited about this recipe, I think, and I think she's ready for dinner too. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's give this about 5 minutes and check on it and see what it looks like. All right, it's time to get this out of the oven. It's been about 8 minutes, just so you know. You can go probably 7 to 8 minutes. If you want a little bit more browning on the cheese, maybe give it another 3 minutes and go the full 10. But I think we're good where I like it at about the 7 to 8 minute mark. We're gonna let this cool before we cut into it. Let it kind of rest here for about 5 minutes before we go. Okay, it's my favorite time, and that's taste test time. You know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna add some pecorino right on top, some fresh. I've got both pieces here, so that's the luxury of cooking at home. You can put both pieces on a plate and cut into the one that looks the best to you. Fresh pecorino. Let's go this edge here. There you go, there's the middle. It's gonna be probably still pretty hot. I like this little edge piece, it gets a little crispy. But as you can see, like, you don't need to do the egg, the flour, the egg. I mean, you can, that's a traditional way to do it. But it works fine with the olive oil, and I think it's a little bit healthier this way. And it works, and it's simple. I mean, you saw this has been a really easy recipe, so let's take this big bite. This is a big bite. Hold on. Oh my gosh. That is so good. It's like, I mean, you know what chicken parm tastes like. This is a perfect recipe. So easy. Make this for your family. They're gonna love you, I promise. I mean, it's just the sauce, that sauce recipe from the pizza video, it works with this perfectly. You get a little bit of the basil flavor. That Pecorino Romano comes through, that little saltiness. It's delicious. I mean, the melted mozzarella, that sort of Italian breadcrumb fried chicken, you just can't beat it. Make this at home. I promise you, your family's gonna love you when you make this one, and it's super easy. Thanks again for stopping by Moby's Kitchen. Please like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you think of the recipes. Thank you.